11-year-old boy who many of you might remember was 10 years old during the time he unalived his mother because she wouldn't buy him a video game, was in court this week. According to ABC News, an 11-year-old Wisconsin boy accused of murdering his mother has been ordered to stand trial. The boy is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. The district attorney's office is seeking to try him as an adult. I think he's too young to be tried as an adult, even though what he did was very evil and adultish. The court has ordered that the boy's name not be revealed because he may still be tried as a child. In July, the court found the boy competent according to court records. The court found probable cause and bond defendant over for trial, denying the defendant's motion to dismiss the case according to court records. The boy is accused of killing his mother last November when he was just 10 years old. Milwaukee detective Timothy Keller testified in court on Tuesday about speaking with the boy about his mother's death. Originally, he informed me that he wasn't sure what had occurred, that he had just found his mother in the basement, believed she was deceased, Keller said in court. The detective said he questioned the boy the next day, and the 10-year-old admitted shooting her but called it an accident. The boy stated that he took up a shooting stance and was pointing the gun at her as she was walking towards him and asking him to put it down. And that's when he indicated that he fired the gun with his intent to scare her by shooting the wall behind her. He had made a purchase on his mother's Amazon account for some virtual reality goggles the morning after this homicide occurs. He went shopping afterwards. Lord have mercy. And family members were concerned because he had an argument with her about whether he could have these prior to the homicide. The boy pleaded not guilty and remains in custody according to information on the web. He also was noted as coloring. That's a young boy. That is a child. And what's even more unfortunate is that is a child that unalived his mother. Let's lift him up in prayers and God intervened. Something was very wrong before that happened. And this is a reality that we're living in. Mental health is nothing to play with. Let's get real and heal, y'all. Meet me in the comments.
Ayala here with Judge Ashley. Michael Ayala here with Judge Ashley Wilcott, turning to Wisconsin now. Michael Ayala here with Judge Ashley Wilcott, turning to Wisconsin now, where a murder defendant was coloring inside of a courtroom as he faces the possibility of prison for the rest of his life, and he's 11 years old.
11 years old. He's headed to trial accused of killing his mom. Police say the boy shot her for waking him up early and not buying him a virtual reality headset. Scripps News Milwaukee has the story.
For the kids who go through the Juvenile Justice Center on Watertown Plank Road, they get a number of benefits they wouldn't otherwise have if they committed those crimes just a few years later. But for the boy who was under this roof Tuesday, he may not get any of those opportunities if he's tried as an adult for killing his mother. He's a boy who should be starting school, practicing his ABCs, and coloring inside the lines. Instead, he was in a courtroom today, facing the possibility of prison for the rest of his life. TMJ4 News is not naming the boy in accordance with the judge's ruling to keep his identity private.
And nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Milwaukee Police Detective Timothy Keller replayed what happened last November and how he may have slipped up, believing the boy's first explanation of what happened, that the gun accidentally went off while he was playing with it.
I wanted to believe that something like that were the truth and that it wouldn't come to this.
Ultimately, the boy will go to trial. He's currently charged as an adult, but that could change.
The stakes are very large. We're dealing with a 10-year-old boy here.
Jonathan Lavoie is a defense attorney with no affiliation to this case. He explained how the next step is going through a reverse waiver process, essentially an attempt to have the case sent through the juvenile court system instead of the adult system.
So the judge has to listen to additional testimony now about whether the system can adequately deal with this child's needs and whether the adult court system is the right place for this child.
Lavoie says on the juvenile side, there are resources for the boy and his family, counselors, social workers, wraparound services to try and rehabilitate this child. The alternative?
The adult court system is much more of just a warehouse. It's very likely the juvenile court system is going to provide a lot more benefit to this child and ultimately to the community.
To have the reverse waiver accepted, the boy's defense team will have to prove three things: that the adult system doesn't have adequate treatment options for the boy, that a move to the children's court won't depreciate the seriousness of the crimes levied against him, and that keeping him in the adult court isn't necessary to deter other kids from committing the same crime. We'll find out what the court will decide in the next few weeks when the boy is back in court on October 6th. Reporting in Wauwatosa, Sean Gallagher, TMJ4 News.